Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have one that's a pretty big shock to me. This is the Real Steel Luna Boost. It is a new version of the Luna. The Luna is a great little slip joint that Real Steel has made for quite some time now. This is the new Boost version. How is it different? Well, it's not a slip joint anymore. It is a titanium frame lock, and I have to say, darn good looking one, by the way. But if you don't know about Real Steel, a Chinese company, but they really cater a lot to the European market. The Luna was a very good example of that. They also have some other good slip joints. I will show one of those in a moment. But a lot of the EU laws, especially, I know I'm very familiar with German laws because I go there a lot. You can have one-hand opening or a locking knife, but not both. So there are multiple ways that companies approach this. Lion Steel, they're in Italy, so they approach this a lot in the same way as this. This thumb stud is removable. So this is a one-hand open frame lock, but if you're going to Germany, I believe Italy has the same laws. There's lots of other countries in the EU that have that same weird law. You can just remove the thumb stud, and then it's completely legal to carry. It becomes a two-hand open knife. So pretty cool, I think. And yeah, the Luna's a great knife, and it's just cool to see an upgraded locking version of it, and it's a very satisfying lock for just a simple frame lock. You'll see in a moment. But you're looking at $130 for this configuration and this titanium with a satin blade. All the configurations come with this bronze hardware. All of them are a Bowler N690 blade. I like N690. I have no issues with that. It also comes in a fully blacked out titanium with a blacked out blade, or it comes in for $135 or $5 more, you can get carbon fiber with a satin blade, carbon fiber on this side and still the same on the other. I actually do really like this version. They just sent me one. I didn't specify which one I wanted, so yeah, it's item provided by manufacturer, just to get that out of the way. But it is cool they sent me this one because it's the one I would have chosen, because it's just I think it just looks really super classy like this. Has a lot of the same things I liked about the Luna, extremely slicey blade. But yeah, in this just kind of locking package, really nice milled titanium pocket clip, just extremely well done looks wise and quality wise as well. I have one little problem quality wise with it. I will say the blade is ever so slightly off center. Not a big deal, but it is ever slightly off center. I think it's just because there's so much lock bar pressure on this, because I did try adjusting, I did take it apart and everything, and it would be fine for a minute, and then it's just that there's a lot of lock bar pressure in here, but I wouldn't change it. I'll take a little bit of off center to have this, and it's a very, very thin blade, so I think maybe just that lock bar pushing on it makes it move over a little bit, but that's the only little quality issue I had. Let's do some specs and size comparisons. This is not a very large knife. Again, it's meant to be legal in a whole lot of places. Don't only apply to Europe. It'll make it illegal in a lot of places in America as well. You have a blade length of 2.75 inches, overall length of 6.6 inches, blade thickness very, very thin, just 0.75 inches, and handle thickness also extremely thin, 0.36 inches, and only 2 ounces. It's pretty darn good for what is essentially a full titanium frame lock. It's not a very big one, but there's nothing milled out of it or anything, so not bad at all, I do have to say. Size comparisons, we'll do a couple of the usuals, and then there's some more specific ones I want to compare it to. So you have your Spyderco Para 3. And we're not even going to bother with the bigger ones. You can tell it's going to be smaller than those. And then we'll do a Benchmade Mini Bug Out. So you can see it's about mini Bug Out size. Pretty close to that. Then, we'll bring out one more here of some of the usuals that we use. Now we'll bring out 2 more. I do have another one here in the comparison box that I don't use that much, that I actually will. Another smaller knife. We have the Ontario Rat Model 2, the beloved R2D2. Just a little bit smaller than that. And the CRKT Pilar, the OG. So a little bigger than a Pilar. Now, some other ones I specifically wanted to compare it to. Another very popular Real Steel slip joint. I don't have a Luna, one of the regular slip joint Lunas, but it would be almost identical in size. This is the G-Slip. This is a full, two-hand open all the time knife. You can put one of those studs on it if you want to. If you want to buy one and put one on there. But quite a bit smaller than that. Something else is probably going to be smaller than, but another really just classy knife that I just thought I'd bring out for this. The Bushido, or shibudi, as it is sometimes called on this channel. It's actually not that much smaller than the Bushido. I've never had these two side by side yet, so I hadn't really noticed that. Yeah, it's almost the same size as the Bushido. And bring out one more classy one, and then one that I want to talk more about comparison-wise. So this is the Chris Reeve Small and Cozy. Ever so slightly larger than that. I thought they'd be more almost exactly the same, but it is ever so much slightly larger. Now, one that I wanted to talk about. So, like I said, there are two ways to approach this legality thing. If you're in a country where you can, or a state or whatever, you can carry whatever you want. You can ignore this part, but this is the other way to approach it. This is the knife that I usually take when I go to Europe. This is a TRM, Three Rivers Manufacturing Atlas. You can see it is one hand opening, but it's a slip joint. So, yeah, like I said, you can have one or the other, but not both in a lot of places in Europe, which is kind of odd. This is much smaller, but, you know, price-wise, they're actually not that far off. The Atlas is pretty close to the same price, but much harder to get your hands on. But, yeah, so there's two different ways to approach it. I like this, that you have the choice. So this is legal in America, but if I go to Europe, it comes with a tool to take the thumb stud off, and Bob's your uncle. You can actually and carry it completely legally. So, yeah, I think it's a really cool way to approach it. But legalities aside, and wrangling to fit those legalities, this is a great blade. Again, Bowler N690. I like N690. It's a very good steel. Real Steel seems to do a pretty good job with it. Excellent sharpening choil. Super easy to sharpen. 15 thousandths behind the edge, and this super ultra thin blade stock. Yeah, this thing is a laser beam, a lightsaber. Insert metaphor here. It is a slicing machine, which is what you want for something like this. You know, it's a very gentlemanly, very attractive looking knife. I don't think it makes any pretense to be a big heavy bruiser. It's just a great slicer, razor sharp out of the box. Yeah, in some situations you may say that thumb stud gets in the way, but again, you just take it off, or you can even move it around a little bit if you want to tweak the angle a little bit. Yeah, fantastic blade. I just really like it. It is pretty dainty, obviously. Don't go prying open paint cans, because you just shouldn't do that. But also with this, yeah, you're going to snap that off immediately. But yeah, it's awesome blade for what it's meant for EDC tests. This is a Poltergeist design, by the way. I did not mention that earlier on. Real Steel. This is a long line of collaborations with Poltergeist that they have done. And this is just another really excellent one. Ergonomically, it's great. All four fingers fit easily. It is a small knife, but you have this jimping up here. There's no like finger choil or anything, but that jimping holds you in pretty good. And again, this is not meant to be a heavy duty knife. You're not going to be, you know, stabbing into wood with or anything like this. Not what this is meant for. I think that jimping will hold you on just fine. So if you use that jimping, all four fingers easily fit, and it's pretty comfortable. The couple little flaws are you can feel the pocket clip. It's not horrible, but you can feel a little bit. And right here, this knuckle area of my middle finger is aware that this is a very thin handle. You can just kind of feel that it's not even a hot spot, I would say, but you can just feel the thinness of that lock bar just pushing in just a little bit. But yeah, great packaging that you can fit all four fingers on it. So overall, no major issues ergonomically. It's not perfect, but it's not bad, especially for the kind of stuff you want to use. Oh, and this thumb stud is great if you can keep that on there. It's something to push on. Another little thing to kind of lock your hand on to keep you from sliding forward. Great design there that way as well. Now, as far as the carry goes, as you'd probably kind of expect, it's awesome. Because it's really light, it's super thin, great pocket clip. It's a milled pocket clip, so it's not deep carry, but it's pretty darn close to it. And talk about unobtrusive pocket clips. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to be looking at your genitals and veering to the left in order to, or right, depending on which handed you are, to notice that you have a knife in your pocket. They're gonna be looking for it, is what I'm saying. They're gonna be looking at that general area of your body to notice that it's there. It's not something that's just gonna jump out at them. So I do like that a lot. And all of them are titanium on the side with that bronze hardware. So it will, except for the black one, will be black. But Other than that, the other two are going to look like this. So it's not going to stick out a lot. The black's not going to stick out either. So no bright, flashy colors or anything. It is a very, very, very discreet knife. As far as the action goes, it is definitely a slow roller. It is not a snap it out kind of knife. Maybe once this one breaks in, I'll be able to do that, but I don't think so. I took it apart and relubed it and stuff, and it's smooth. It's just not that kind of knife. I don't think even with a lot of wrist, you're really going to be able to, you know, yeah, I did do it just then. I just said you can't, and then I just did it. But you do have to use a lot of wrist. So keep that in mind. It's not a real like fidget toy kind of knife, but I do like it. But listen to this noise. Have you ever heard a slow roller make this kind of noise? That is extremely, extremely satisfying noise. I do have to say that I was not expecting. That really surprised me. Just that click. I do like it. There is a steel lock bar interface. Yeah, it just makes a great noise. Cannot complain there. What is my overall conclusion? Yeah, I really like it. I mean, this has been my go-to Europe knife for a very long time. This is usually the only thing I take with me. The last like 2 or 3 trips I've gone there. I don't know. It might be this one now. A little slimmer, you know, a little lighter, a little longer blade. I might just pop that thumb stud off and take this. I don't know. I love my Atom is 20 CV steel. It's better steel, all that stuff. But there were times when I was over there, I wish I had just a little bit more blade. And with that, I would. And this slip joint, it doesn't make this noise. Keep going back to that noise. I mean, listen, my Chris Reeve, my small and cozy, which I love in this size, it doesn't make a noise that good. It's just kind of a thunk. It doesn't have that click. I don't know. I'm an auditory focused kind of guy, but I find the thumb stud to be very comfortable as well. They are pretty small, but your mileage may vary as far as that goes. But for me, they're pretty comfortable. But awesome little knife. Awesome little knife. I was expecting to kind of like it, but I love this thing. This is, I know we're only, what, 22 days into 2021, but my big surprise of 2021, for sure. Love this little thing. Go check your one out right now. I only see them on the Real Steel website, which I have linked to down below, but I'm sure they'll be filtering out to dealers as time goes by. The prices I quoted you were from the website. I don't know if they're going to be cheaper at dealers. I don't think so. The Real Steel website usually, which is just realsteelshop.com if you don't want to scroll. Usually their prices are pretty much the same as what they wind up being at dealers. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.